Future news, brothers and sisters. Future news. This is Suleiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of 7 seals. Again, brothers and sisters, that's the challenge. Just step up. If you don't like what I'm saying, just step up and get your $5,000. Prove I'm lying. Prove that Mr. Lion Dog Farrakhan is truly representing Elijah Muhammad. And get your $5,000. Simple. Should be easy, right? I mean, that's what you say. I knew Lion Farrakhan and Ishmael and all these clowns over there offering $10,000. We can prove he's a liar, but you can't contact him. It's a BS challenge because they know it's garbage. It's just trying to neutralize this challenge because you can contact us. You can contact me. And you get your $5,000 instantly, right? Anyone who can do it. Anyone can do it. See? Instantly. But you can't. It's been almost 2 years, and I think now this challenge has been there, and no one stepped up. And they know about it. They're fully aware of it. And they want me shut down. So why won't they collect the $5,000? Because they can't. And they won't let me contact them for $10,000 because I'd be filthy rich. Well, Farrakhan, he's got a lot of millions, right? I'm pretty sure he's got protected from this because it's a lie. He's never going to pay off because he'll be paying off forever because everything he says is a goddamn lie. He's a goddamn liar. His father's a liar. His father's a devil, and that makes him a devil. Now, you get around that biology, Dr. Wesley. Get around that biology, Dr. Wesley. Witch doctor. Witch doctor, not witch, no, W-I-T-C-H, witch doctor Wesley, witch doctor Wesley, witch doctor Wesley, because he doesn't know S-H-I-T. Okay? He's a clown, just like the rest of them, and he's going down with the rest of them. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Okay. Okay, brothers and sisters, I have a very difficult subject to talk to you about today. Most of you probably won't understand it. It's very difficult to present this. I've been saying over the years, giving little bits and pieces, like the last 4 or 5 years, I've been giving a lot more. But it's very difficult. And even if you have a basic understanding of the angel, you probably still won't get it. It's very difficult. Like I said, there's much to angel I haven't told you yet because you can't handle the basic stuff. But this is imminent. So, like I said, I'm not Farrakhan, not good reporting. So I give it to you. So in retrospect, you can back and say, yeah, well, he did tell us that. I mean, we didn't understand it, but he did tell us. Right? It's going to be on record. We can talk about those 7 trumpets. Like I said, it's very difficult to do this because it's complicated and it's very difficult to put a graphic. I've tried to put a graphic on it, and I don't think I've done a very good job in thinking about it. It's hard because the way it's set up. Even when I've been telling about it in the past, giving the simple version is difficult. This is a more complicated version. So, and remember, Elijah Muhammad taught from the sealed Bible. I don't represent Elijah Muhammad. That's all he had. He did an excellent job as far as I'm concerned. Right? He's like a father to me. He baptized me. Right? See? I don't have any problem with him whatsoever. I don't represent Elijah Muhammad. I'm not under anybody's authority, right? I'm the messenger of the covenant. I'm here doing what a messenger of the covenant would do, representing the covenant. And there's no one else that's doing that. No one. No one. So it said the messenger of the covenant would succeed Elijah Muhammad. So who is teaching the covenant? It's showing ain't Farrakhan, because we ain't going nowhere. That means he's calling God a liar. So let's move on, brothers and sisters, see what they can do. Right? So follow the best you can, if you can. Some of you might not like it. Let's see how this works. Okay, 7 trumpets. There's actually 8 trumpets. The trumpet voice, that's called a trumpet. That's getting to that parable in chapter 17 about 8, but of the 7. I probably should talk about that here, but that's for another time. Now, what I'm trying to show you, it's a graphic. I'm not sure if you're going to get it or not, but what I'm showing is the 5th trumpet. That's the overall trumpet. It covers everything from JCPOA, right, until the Locust War or the Demon War. It covers that whole period. But the 6th trumpet is a subset of that. See, it starts, oh boy, with the war in heaven. That's a misspell. I know that. I know why I did that. War in heaven. That says war in heaven, brothers and sisters, in Martian language. I did a general change and I missed that one. Okay, that's war in heaven until the resurrection. See, and that's the 6th. It covers only that period. And the first 4 trumpets only cover the same period. It's a subset of the 6th trumpet. So the 6th trumpet is a subset of the 5th trumpet, and the first 4 trumpets are a subset of the 6th trumpet. Right? So already I probably lost half a people right there, especially with the spelling, right? I endeavored to try to get everything perfect, and I know how I did that. Okay. So understand, so 5th trumpet covers the whole period from JCPOA until, and the reason why you know that, because when you go into chapter 7 of the angel of Revelations, it says, hold back the 4 winds until we've sealed servants. Right, so that means those 4 trumpets was held back until sealing. And the sealing didn't take place at JCPOA because the seal had to be underfoot. But that's only for those who are familiar with the angel key. If they're familiar with it, then you get that. Right? Okay. So it says 7 trumpets. The 5th one is the first one that goes. I know you said 1, 2, 3. No, the 5th one's the first one that goes. First one that blows. Oh, hold on. Okay. The 5th angel trumpeted. Right? I'm going to walk through the verses. So this is where, after JCPOA, and the hands on the foot, right, when Obama was president, right? Okay. And so that's it. And they're also called fire. So I'm going to use the fire because that's more relevant to What's going on? Because the red are called fire. They call trumpets. They also call Sept sometimes too, and different depends on the chapter. The symbolism of it. Let me see if I can. I don't want to. I'm reading it to you, so let me make myself a little shorter here, smaller. So there you go. That might be a little better. Okay. And the fifth angel trumpeted. I saw. See, the trumpets also the red. Those red there, they represents African nations. The brown represents the Asian nations. The yellow represents Oriental nations, and the white represents the Caucasian nations. Okay. That's the angel key. And the fifth angel trumpeted, and I saw a star out of heaven have fallen to the earth. And it came the key of the pit of the abyss, and he opened up the pit of the abyss. And that's what just happened right there. That was the fifth one. Back up, previous. See, I'm not showing it, but this one's the first one. This is the second. This is the third. This is the fourth. This is the fifth. Right? See, 6 already went down. Right? So that's already gone. Okay, so there it is. So he fell into the earth. This represents the earth part. Right? See? So he fell into the earth because they're in that's right? And he's got the key to the abyss. See, this is the abyss down here. See? When chapter 20 was in the abyss, that's European countries. Anyway. Okay. I got some other misspellings, but don't worry about it, bro. So I say both there should be Magog. Okay, I know I was going to miss something. Okay, hope you just follow closely. And he opened up, right? So now the abyss opened up because right? He was blocking it, so he's opening it. That's what they mean by opening up the abyss. So in other words, they've kicked him out of heaven. The war's taking place. That's about to take place right now. War in heaven, Michael's angels go to war with the dragon's angels, right? And they're kicked out. So the abyss is open now. It was closed. I know it's kind of hard to understand that, but that's what it means, right? See? So that's about to happen. That's one of the reasons I'm going through this right now. It's about to happen, okay? And you see this part opening up now. They open up the pit of the abyss. It's open now. And he opened up the pit of the abyss and stepped up smoke out of the pit as smoke of fire burns great and was dark in the sun, the air, and the smoke of the pit. Now, the sun, air, this is this area up here. But what it's saying is, we're going to go into more detail, but I'm saying, when I tell you about the fifth, I'm just giving you a general picture. Because the sixth member gives more detail, and the verse 4 gives even more detail. That's why it's complicated to understand this one. So what happened is remember, these are called fire. Right? So previous. So where does smoke come from? Smoke comes from fire. Right? So in other words, these right here is fire. It comes, right? He opened up the abyss and smoke comes up. Why? Because they fire. That's the 4 winds again. They burn them up, and now there's the smoke that rises up from it. See, this gets. I'm cutting a little chase here a little bit, bounces, because this is telling you about what's about to happen here. It's going to be a lot worse than you thought, probably. See, because I'm going to cut and chase worse, because you know the four winds blow, and that's when the resurrection takes place. See, and that's what we're talking about here. That's the resurrection takes place because when 4 winds blow, it'll happen. And 4 winds, what are those? 4 angels, the 4 fire, the 4 trumpets. See, and they're fire. And when they hit, they burn. When they burn, that's the smoke that rises up from it. I know this is complicated, bro. I said, I didn't know how to explain it to you, so like I said, it took me a long time to get around to it. I've been spending a few days really thinking about it. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and go forward with it, and maybe you understand, maybe you don't. That's what I say. When smoke comes from fire, remember they're fire, and that's the smoke that rose up. right? Out of the pit and rise up to the sun and to the air, up there. That's the resurrection. You see, that's what it's talking about. I say, in your key is very complicated, brothers. I tell you, a lot more I've been told you because you're not understanding the easier stuff I've given you. And now smoke came out, locusts in the earth. Remember, these are also locusts. Our smoke came, locusts in the earth was giving them authority. They have authority, scorpions of the earth, and was told in order that they would not treat unrighteously the vegetables of the earth, nor to go to every, oh, I see that. You know, I did a global change for Eve to Gog, because it should be Gog, and so they caught this one too, so it says Gog, R-Y, it should be E-V, E-V-E. Every greenish yellow and every greenish tree. So I'll correct that and maybe do a redux. Oh, I didn't know I was going to do that. Call that part of the problem. And, so, in other words, and talking about the locusts here, that locust war. See, that's it right. They got kicked out. Thrown out. See, because they came to the earth. That's the general picture. That's the general picture. Resurrection. That's the fifth seal gives you a general picture, right? See? That's why it's so difficult to explain it, because you don't know these things. You don't know the details. It's not helping out. Got some spells in there, but the thing is, you have some familiarity with the angel key. Can I tell you? And even so, you still might not get it. Because if you understand the angel key, what we're talking about, that's what happens. It will say the four winds would blow. It says when the four winds blow, that's when the resurrection took place. We know the four winds represents that fourth fire, right? See, and we know that first. Oh well, I'm going to go too much detail here, but fire brings, and when that happens, then you get the resurrection. Well, fire burn, then you get the smoke. Right? And that's the resurrection. And then what happens? And then we know after the resurrection, they come together. Then we get throw the demons out. Same thing is telling you here. I know you didn't see that. That's the fifth seal telling you that. I mean, the fifth trumpet. But what it's telling you is, right? Because it happens once this war starts. Remember, there's going to be full-blown war in this country. And it's telling you, right, there's a lot of Africans in this country that's going to wreak havoc. Not just on the devils, on us too. And that gets a lot more detail than I can get into right here now, brothers and sisters, but that's what it's telling you. The four winds blow. You know, we know about, I tell you about Samson. I don't know if you remember that one, right? Let's get back to the demon war. Right? Tell you about tribulation. I already told you about in Africa, but it's more deep. This is much more deeper than you probably realize. We're going to talk about it more in a minute. That's those trumpets. See? So we're going more detail, and you might not. It might bother you. Okay, that's the fifth. Now let's go back to go to 6. And the 6th trumpeted. And I heard a voice out of heaven of the altars giving the golden in the sight of God, saying to the 6th angel having the trumpet, loose the 4 angels having been bound upon the great river Euphrates. And that's that 4. So he was holding them back. See? So the 5th already talked about him, but 6, right? This is talking about before they actually blew. The fifth one went, right? There are four of heaven, but the fifth talks about the four. See how complicated it is? The fifth talks about the four, but it gave it in general. But now we're going to go more specific, because now he's talking about the four specifically here. See, you talk about it in general when he's talking about the fifth one, but he's going to talk about more specifically. So, angel, I heard a voice out of heaven in the golden and saying, the sixth angel having loosed the four angels having been bound upon the river Euphrates. And that gets about the river, right? And this part, and so they was bound. In other words, he's holding them back. This is right. This is the sixth one. He's holding back the first four. See, and they bound by the river Euphrates. These are the rivers here, right? And was loose. The four angels have been paired. Now they loose. The fifth one first, and then the sixth one goes, and then the first four. So the sixth one, he just releases the first four. See, but the fifth one goes first. But the fifth one talks about the whole process in general. And loose the four angels have been paired in the hour, day, and month, a year, where they may kill the dirt. And we could break that time down. It'd be interesting when it shows up, right? But anyway, it may kill a third part of men and number and armies of the myriads 100, and I heard the number of them, right? So anyway, so it's quite a large number. Get the translation. Okay. There they go. And release them. And I saw the horses in the vision, and sat by them having breastplates fiery, hydrogens, and sulfur-like, heads of horses as heads of lions. See, because we know that these also represents the lion. The red also represents the lion. That's what it's telling you here. And the mouth of them is going out at fire. Remember, they also ran fire, smoke, and sulfur. And from 3 plagues, it was 3 plagues they're talking about here specifically. They ain't talking about this one yet. And from these 3 plagues were killed a third of men, out of the fire, smoke, and sulfur going out of the mouths of them. See, because this is where they're hitting. See, this is where they're hitting. One, boom. See, that's what it's talking about. You understand? See, and in this case, they represent horses, because someone's sitting on them. Anyway, so it's showing you again that, because remember, the lion represents Africa, right? So that's and the plagues. See, the plagues on America, but we're affected by it too. That's why it says my people lost for lack of knowledge. That's why these people like Eric and Ben X and all these people, that's why they're gonna catch it. Because when I explain all of this, you're gonna see what they're responsible for. What they're gonna be held responsible for. For a third horse in the mouth of them and tells them like serpents, having heads. Remember, this also represents, they're called serpents too. The reds are also called serpents. They try to make sure you understand that he's talking about those red ones here, right? And heads of them treating like right, and the level of men will not kill the plagues with these, and not appear out of works to them, right? So what are they talking about, right? Okay, out of works of them, and or they will not worship demons, out of gold and made of silver and made of copper fire. And okay, you can read that at your own leisure, but it's outside the point I'm trying to get to right here. Okay, that's the fifth. Okay, now we get to the first trumpet, right? The one, because that's what we were just talking about. It's the first. Okay, I see I'm buffering a little bit, but I guess it's okay. It's not that bad yet. First trumpet. Now she's going into more detail. See, that's it. Because some of these chapters are very difficult, right? The way this was kind of really, and there's some of them got some little other tricks to it, right? And the first trumpet. Now, remember, he's not the actual first in the trumpets. He's the first 4, but they was held back by the 6th one, and the 5th one first. Are you following that? And the first trumpet occurred, hail and fire. Remember, fire having been mingled in blood They also refer to as blood. There's another symbol that refers to them, blood. That's why I try to make sure you understand what they're talking about there. It was thrown to the earth. And the third earth was burned down. And third trees was burned down. All vegetation, green and yellow, was burned down. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Okay. What does that mean? Here's right there. Right? Now, you can't see it right now, but it says third earth, right? Remember, this represents earth. Right? So it's talking about third. So who's under here? Who's part of earth? Remember, the earth has 4 parts to it. America, Britain's up here, so America's down here. So that's the one's being burned up. It says the third earth, and it was thrown to earth, and third earth was burned down. Set this place on fire. Or it's not going to burn it up. Because you still got the goat and stuff to come in. Right? But it was burned down. And third of the trees was burned down. Now, Satan represents a tree, the fig tree. He's burnt by this. Right? That's interesting, ain't it? And then greenish yellow was burned down. Who's the greenish yellow? That's the demons under there. All that got burnt by their attack. It's so vicious and hard. Remember that attack? It's millions of them in this country, you know that, right? They're on the visas and whatever, illegal and everything else. But that attack can be so vicious. Right? Because remember, you got, I don't know how to say this, but Esau, he's on a mission, and they're part of Esau. And who controls them? You're going to find out. See, people asked me for years when I told them about Obama. He controls them. You're going to find out in a minute. He's not your friend. Anyway, they're going to be a vicious attack. And we ain't talking about just on everybody. The devil's going to be attacking too. That's the problem. Because we've been attacked by them and these two. Just tell you right there. See? It says, and all greenish yellow was burned. Greenish yellow was burned down. All greenish yellow was burned down. See? So it doesn't mean burned up. See? Because they're still alive. We know they're alive because we see what happens later. But they get seriously burned. See? That's why a lot of black folks are going to, when this happens, when this war breaks out, this happens, a lot of black folks said, my people lost a lack of knowledge. It says people will be lost. It said a lot of people are going to be lost in this. A lot of people are going to be lost in this before they flee. Remember, it telling you to flee, didn't say everybody was going to do it. Or you do it fast enough. You should be thinking about it now. That's what happens. Because lack of knowledge, they're lost. There's going to be a serious battle here. So it's telling you. See? The earth is burned down, set on fire. There are the trees, and on fire. So they talking about false seers over there, or are they talking about the ones in this country? Question. Right? See? And greenish yellow, that represents the demons, black-faced devils, right? Severely burnt. Because remember, I said, when that happens, remember in the fifth seal, they cleared it up. Because they said the smoke from it. So they burn so much, they turn into smoke. We burn something, right? You put fire to it, turns into smoke. So, you see what I'm saying? So it tells you not burned, they burned up. Because they turn into smoke and they rise up. So that's why you got to pay close attention. They're going to be severely burned. They're going to just walk away nice. It's not going to be pretty. See? Going to turn them into smoke. I mean, I know you can't understand it because I can't understand either. If it's unprecedented, that means I can understand either. I have some idea. I'm just telling you what this says. But you can't know, you don't know how chocolate cake tastes until you taste it. You can come back and tell you everything you want to. Oh, it tastes like this. And no, man, you have to taste it before you know what it tastes like. Okay? And the people who go to tribulation will know. Right? You see what I'm saying? So that's so you know they're not burned down because that's why you got to put the whole thing together. Because it said turn fifth price. That's why it gave that general so you don't get lost down here. So it says it turned into smokes and that made them rise up. See? Another way to look at it, they got spirit. That's a little deep. Now I'm not going here, brothers and sisters. Right? Okay. That's for, and then the second one. And remember, the sixth trumpet released these. And the second trumpet, and the mountain is great to fire, burning itself, thrown to the sea. Came third the sea blood, and died the third creature in the sea, having soul, and third the boats was. Remember, they were talking about three things. Remember, that's talking about three things. Talk about the greenish yellow, the trees, and what was the other one? Third the earth. Here talking about three things too again, right? It says, thrown into the sea, right? And third is sea, blood, that's sea, right? Having souls, and then the boats, right? But we know there is three things there too, right? Third is sea, right? Who is that, right? So it says third sea was corrupt, third boats was corrupted, right? So who's the boats? And a third of the creatures in the sea having souls. Died third of the sea having souls. So we're talking about, because one of them represents NOI. See? But if they don't, them come blood. So one of them is talking about, if they're the boats, that means they got corrupted. A third of us corrupted. Right? Either way, or in the other way, it says that a third of them died. So only 2/3 survive intact to be smoke. So that's, you got Magog there, right? And we know they're gone. So we know third tree to see having died, so they're part of the ones that died. Okay? So the other third got corrupted. Who's that? See? Are the demons in there? That's other Negro bus up in there, whatever. Who's? See? Anyway, they're not going to come out there. They'll not come out there intact. I'm not giving you all the details here, brothers, because some things I still can't got to hold back from you. But the point is that you get the basic idea here. It's going to be hell. Then we turn to smoke. That means a third. I mean, a third. Now, maybe a third, they don't really actually mean a third, the number third, but you understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's move on. So that's the second. So what happens to the third one? Okay, there it is. There it is, right there, bam. See? The fire hits it. These are Africans attacking. See? Because they hate America. Most countries do hate America. They just don't want to say anything. They don't want to get jumped on. They don't want to get attacked, whatever. But now, remember, these are days of vengeance. That means all the nations, Elijah Muhammad mentioned, he says, it's going to be like a cat, I forget how he says it, right? Like a mouse and 10 cats surrounding or something. I forget how he said it. But the point is that these days of vengeance, and they treat us bad, Holocaust, but the next people they treated bad was the Africans over there. colonized them and everything else, treat them like animals. They ain't not anywhere as bad as they did us, but still, they was treated second. If we was worse, they was next. And now, when America lose that war over there, when Iran takes over and they see America's vulnerable, they're going to attack with vengeance. I don't know if you heard of Mau Mau. Look up the Mau Mau. They're the ones that kicked beat France out of Africa. Those brothers got together, man. Woo, called the Mau Mau, and they was just kicking ass, and they ran them out of there. You know, and I think I told you about the Mamelukes. They don't want to tell you about them either. Genghis Khan was like Godzilla on steroids. The Hulk, right? 10 times over. Or Genghis Khan, he was a monster. They say he was the greatest conqueror in European history. He went through Europe. He went through Russia and Europe like there was toilet paper, like a steel sharp knife through toilet, like with nothing. And even the Arabs couldn't stop him. The Islamic Empire, they was tough, and they couldn't stop him. And they moved all the way down through Europe to Arabia. Getting ready to go into Africa. They ran those Mamelukes. They try to hide it now. They try to say, well, there was all kinds of people. No, it wasn't. The Mamelukes was Africans that the Arabs had kidnapped as children and raised them up as made a slave army. And they were that. If you ever watched that movie, Dragon, or what was it, House of Dragons, or whatever they call it, whatever they call it, the old one, right? And they actually showed that, but they didn't tell you that's what it was. They had this whole black army, right? It was like it was a slave army, right? But because they had a lot of history in there, but you didn't know, you didn't recognize it. Mamelukes, and like they raised them up as children, they kidnapped them as children. They raised them up as soldiers, and they taught them Islam. They're as Sunni as and everything, right? And they didn't treat them like they treat us over here, though. Right, because once their military service over, they joined the community and nobody bothered them. But those Mamelukes were so tough. And Genghis Khan, they was running everybody like it was nothing. They ramped up against those Mamelukes, and Mamelukes kicked their ass so hard. They put a hurt on so bad that Genghis Khan took his ass back to the steppes, back in Mongolia, and they never heard from him no more. When he ran those Mamelukes. Right? African brothers. Trained from childhood, be soldiers, Muslim, but they were slave army. But when their service over, then they weren't slaves anymore. They could join the community. But they ran those Mamelukes, and Mamelukes didn't want to stop Genghis Khan. Check it out. They didn't want to stop them when he tried to when he was going to enter in Africa. They was right at the border of Africa. Well, actually, Arabia's Africa too, but you understand what you call Africa. He stopped their ass cold. Bam. Send the ass back to the step. Okay, so here's third. See? And second, okay, and third, see what we just talked about that, right? Second angel. And then get to the third one. Okay, it was the second, right? But we're going to go to the third, and it's okay. Now we're going to go to the third. The third one's going to fire off. This third one right here, right? He's getting ready to go. And that third one, and third angel trumpet, it fell out of heaven, star great, burning seventh lamp. It fell upon the third of the rivers, upon the fountains of the waters. Remember these rivers, and that's where it fell. And the name of the star is called absinthe. Right? Now that word, if you break it down, right? The sin father of sin. Ab, the father, sin, the. I'm going to go too much into that, brothers and sisters, right? But it's talking about the jinn there. And became the third of wars in the right? And men and men died out of wars because they were made bitter. See, right? Made bitter. Because now Sunni is under fire. See? Because they're going down to devils too. Because they in league with this. See, you thought they know. They don't want us. They don't want us to recognize who we are either. Because they betrayed us. We started Joseph. This started Joseph. It's us. Joseph. Remember, God favored Joseph, and so his brothers got angry. They got jealous. And they sold him in slavery. How did we get into Egypt? It says his brothers sold him in slavery. See? They betrayed him because they was jealous of him, and they took his land, took everything Joseph had. So Arabia belongs to us. Abrahamic covenant says it belongs to us. Read it's specific. It tells you exactly what the country is that we're going back to, and they don't want you to know that because they stole our country. Plus, they helped sell. They betrayed us into it gets deeper than that. Because I said they betrayed us, but when you go to more detail in it, you know those countries, Morocco and Algeria, and all those places on Northwest Africa. Those are countries we were living at. That's where we was living at. Remember, they didn't get people from Somalia and places like South Africa. They got the most of the slaves they got was from right there, Northwest Africa. That's where they got most of them at. What you call Africa, we got most. That's where we was living at. See, that's why they call the blacks Moors back then, because a lot of Morocco, and they ruled Spain for hundreds of years. See, and Algiers, all those countries, and once they took as slaves and betrayed us, right? Then they got the land. So they don't have Arabia, but they always had that land too. Algiers. That's why you got Arabs control all those lands. Those lands in Africa. See, and that same thing in Palestine. That's our land. It's no story again altogether, brothers and sisters. See, they fighting to take it back, but I'm gonna leave it there. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's what's going on. You see? So the thing is, because it's a simple question. When false Israel was 748, how did they gain? With this, the only way they could gain power and military and everything else, they have to have oil. Oil is the lifeblood of this whole system. But back in the 48, where was oil coming from? It was all coming from Arabia. All the oil was coming from Arabia back in 48. Now they got other sources, but the primary source of oil was Arabia, and then it came into Iran, right? Which that was the whole thing. The British Petroleum, that's a whole nother story altogether. But primarily it was from Arabia. That's why Roosevelt, when they made a deal with them, that's why they got the so-called petrodollar. Made a deal with them to send all to America at cheap price, and they would protect them on the throne. That's another story altogether, brothers and sisters. But that's what the deal is. See, so the thing is they wasn't getting oil from America. Where was Foster's getting oil from? So the Arabs wanted to stop. They could stop the coal, just give them more damn oil. They could do it right now. Go and look what Israel getting oil from. They get it from Muslim countries. Wake up, brothers and sisters. In Farrakhan, we got to go and kiss their ass. We got to love them. They could stop false Israel anytime they want. All they got to do is cut the oil off. Where are they getting it from? They're getting it all from Muslim countries. So they want false Israel to go, but they really don't want them to go because they cause a lot of problems. But if they go, then they realize that we choose Abraham. And then they got a problem. Because they don't want us coming back, take what belongs to us. They want us to recognize that we choose Abraham because that means they're liars, they're thieves, and they're betrayers. You see? You know, when Lion Dog Wallace, he's got his massages, they still got little things. I went up a few times, right? And when you go there, in the back, they be on their knees praying, all that kind of stuff on their behind. But in the back, they have a couple of Arabs always there. And they be auditing the damn minute what the minister saying. Because they want to make sure he's saying what they want him to say. And they was getting money from Saudi Arabia. Farrakhan's getting from them too. They keep, what do you say? You ain't going home. We ain't going nowhere. Because they pay him to say that. He's owned by the government and them. Because the person come behind like Muhammad supposed to be the Abraham, measure the covenant. He's not preaching the covenant. He said, we ain't going nowhere. He's calling God a liar. Because they don't want us to know who we are. And so they're complicit with this. They know damn well that false Israel is not Ishmael, is not Isaac, not their brother. And they say, yeah, they know it. But they say, yeah, they know damn well that's a lie. But they know who we are. And that's what I'm saying. They become bitter. Because now the game is up. Now we know who we are. And we come and take everything belong to us. And we're going to kick some ass in the process. Right? We're going to kick a lot of ass. Right? A lot of ass. Right? Because right now I'm in an ass-kicking mood. I don't think I'm going to be out of this mood for a long time. I'm in an ass-kicking mood, boy. So that's where it is. You understand? Understand that. See? Calling the father of sin. Right? And they become very bitter. Because now the game is up, they're exposed. And their chief minister over here, Farrakhan, is going down. Okay, let's move on, brothers and sisters. And then we get to the fourth one. Okay, brothers and sisters, starting to buffer a little bit, so I think they don't like what I'm saying. So let me wrap this up. Right? But they mess it up. Well, they really can't, but they think they can. Fourth trumpet. Right? And the third one, so, right now, this fourth one's getting ready to go. Now, the fourth one represents Elijah. Understand that. Right? And the fourth trumpet, and was given blow the third of the sun, third of the moon, third of the stars, in order that they might be dark, and third of them, in order they might shine, third of it, and night likewise. Now that's a complicated one. That's hard to explain, brothers and sisters, because you say, well, why are you talking like that? Because they're talking about the woman, talking about the nation, this nation. Because remember, the nation was described in chapter 12 as what? Stars, moon, sun. It's hard to catch that one, bro. So it took me a while to fish that one out. And that's Elijah. See? Let me see if I can show that here. Oop, I didn't. Surprised I didn't. I thought I did. Okay, hold on. Let me see what. Let me see. Okay. Well, there's another area there, but I'm gonna leave it alone because I ain't gonna tell you that because it's just confuse you. And I saw another angel flying. Woe to those. Okay. And the seventh one. So I'm gonna read a couple of things here. But the day of the seventh angel, But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he may be about to be trumpeting, it was finished the mystery of God. He's declared as good news to himself, the slaves of prophets. That means the angel has exposed everything. See? And the mystery who the God is. Who the gods are. And put that away too if you want. And the seventh angel trumpet and heard voice in the great in the heaven, because the kingdom of the world, a Lord of us, Christ him, will reign in the ages of ages. See? That means that's the ark there, right? He will reign in ages 8, and at 420 first is the sight of God set upon the throne. They fell and face it, and they worshiped God, saying, "We are giving thanks to you, Lord, the God Almighty, being was because you have taken the power, you're the great, you've reigned." So now we're in charge now. See. When the demons are gone, the nation was made angry, was made wrathful, came to wrath you in the appointed time of dead to be judged, and get a reward of slave you to the prophets, holy, and the fear name of you, the small and the great, corrupting through the earth, and was open to the divine habitation of God in heaven, seen the ark of the covenant, right? And of him, and the divine habitation of him, occurred lightning, voice, thunder, and shaking, hail great. I'm not going to explain all that, brothers and sisters, but I'll give you the basic idea here. Like I said, I'll give you the basic information so you can handle it if you think about it if you want. Right? I'm giving you the general. If you go into much detail about this, we'll take some time. And see how complicated it is. But I work to try to uncomplicate as much as I could, brothers and sisters. And if you don't understand angel, you won't understand none of this. Even if you have some idea of angel, you still may be lost. Right? Maybe so, maybe not. Hopefully not. Okay. We'll close out here, brothers and sisters. Yeah. That's the 5. That's 7. They talk about 7 trumpets. It's also, it says, they tell you it's a mystery because you get to chapter 17, talk about he is of the 7th, but of the 8th, but of the 7, all that kind of stuff. They talk about the trumpets again. And they talk about Obama in there. Because they keep these 7 trumpets, they're very mysterious. They're very mysterious in there. I don't talk about them a lot because they're very mysterious, but they're very powerful. Because it said you wouldn't rise until the 7 trumpets blow, or the first 4 winds, and the 4 winds are the trumpets. And that has to happen. And that means once they're kicked out, see, because you've been told about national security alert. Yep. That's just one of your problems. This is another one. See, because they're going to be on attack too by devils, and they're going to, right? They're coming down solid. They come against everybody. And I mentioned that before. I never explained it like this, though. I said when they come after everybody. See? But you got to understand what's going on there, because the last battle is the battle between Jacob and Esau, the 2 brothers. One more time if I can show this, brothers and sisters. We can see this. Oops. It makes it a little bigger, maybe you can see it. So now I got to just make this up, brothers and sisters, because I've been... Oops. There you go. You see it's not. Guess not. Oh. I guess not. I can't get you to see it. Oh, there you go. A little bit. I'm just going to take effect. I think I have a... Nope, I can't get to see it. I have that burp. There you go. If you can read it, we'll go. Okay. Explain what tekel is. If you can read that under it, it says, the battle of the struggle of the black nations. Talking about the struggle to Esau and Jacob. That's the last war. That's the last war. This was published 1990, 91, I think, 1990, 91. That's the last one. Because that's the struggle. There you go. That's it. That's the last struggle. Yeah. See, that's the last struggle. Because tekel itself represents conflict between Belshazzar and Belteshazzar. Belteshazzar is the original nation, Shabazz. Belshazzar is the African nation, Levites. See, they don't know what tekel means. Because that's what it said, tekel. T-E, because Belshazzar, you have Belshazzar and Belteshazzar. Both of them spelled the same way, only Belteshazzar got a T-E in it. Both of them have E-L, but only Belteshazzar got a T. So that's why I was weighing the balance. See, because they were both weighed together. Esau and Jacob, but God chose Jacob. Weighing the balance, no, he chose Jacob instead. He was the younger one. He said, I love Jacob and I hate Esau. They talking about Jacob was Yaakov. Well, then that means God loved Yaakov, then he'll hate us. See, he don't know what the hell he's talking about. You see what I'm saying? So he says, he loved Jacob, but he hated Esau. And that's why he's weighing the balance. And if you read Daniel, that's what it's talking about. Because when we fell, right, we was thrown, was pushed out of Arabia into what you call Africa. Well, that's where Belshazzar was ruling. That's where Levites was ruling. We was ruling in Arabia. They was ruling what you call Africa. They was our twin brothers. And when Ishmael pushed us out into Africa, we was living on the northwest coast of Africa. We was under authority of Belshazzar. That's what Daniel tells you. We was under authority of Belshazzar. And then was betrayed into the iron and the brass, which is though people call themselves Jews, and the devils. See, that's the tree that was cut down. But that's us. Right? You understand? So the thing is that there was a conflict between Belshazzar and Belteshazzar waiting to bound. That's what tekel means. And they was found wanting. So when the guy said, no, I'm choosing Jacob. But it says at the end, it'd be time of Jacob's trouble, he'll be delivered out of it. So it means the devil's going to be delivered out of it. They Yaakov. Those fools don't know what they're talking about. Or maybe they do. But you understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that at the end, the last war, after Belshazzar's defeat all the devils, he defeated the goat. He's master of the world, except for us. We home in peace. Man, we go back in peace and safety. But it says, at that point, he's going to look over and say, man, they have peace over there and attack us. And it's going to be a great war. A great war. And the Christ says, on that day, you'd better not turn around. If you turn around, you'd be turning around to get a better advantage. That'd be a great war between the two brothers. It'd be worse war because you got two powerful people, two most powerful nations on the planet going after it. Because they're going to attack us. We're going to be defense. Because he wants to say, we'll give it to us. Because they say it should be theirs. They should be the inheritors. The kingdom should be theirs. No, it's ours. We went to the Holocaust. We paid for it. We're the chief tribe. We're the tribe of Shabazz. The tribe of Levites is a secondary tribe. But they want to be, remember Lucifer said, I want to be God. I want to sit in the seat like God. Remember he said he had a problem with Michael. Remember him and Mike got into it. Over Elijah. But read it again. Him and Mike got into it over Elijah. Both of them called archangels. They're similar. See? Both of them got original fathers. Obama got original father, but he got a double mama. Same master from Muhammad. That's why it's called Malak. Well, that's an old story. I'm not getting that. Get confused. But you understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? And so he says, right, he's going to be with the beast when they come and take down America. He said he's called Lucifer. You see? He's called Lucifer in the Bible. See? A powerful angel. But he he got jealous and said, okay, I want it all myself. Satan ain't nowhere as powerful as Lucifer. Lucifer and Satan, they're not the same person. And now they got everything all confused. He said, I'm going to set my throne in the far north. I'll be like the Most High. It's right there. So if he's not the Most High, or he's going to be like the Most High, means he's going to try to get rid of the Most High. So I'm going to set my throne in the far north. Where's the far north from? That was America. He became president here. He's one riding the white horse and the angel. So he went up for conquering the conquest. So he had 2 conquests to make. He raided one president, he got the next one. He's going to be ruler of non-Islamic Africa. Because you see, Africa is dividing now. It's going to divide in 2 parts. Part's going to be allied with us, and part's going to be allied with him. See? And so therefore, when he comes here, right? The question is, when this war breaks out, is he going to be in America or is he going to be over there? If he's here, he's going to be commanding them that's attacking us. Because it tells you in Genesis that he was the one that gave them America the permission, the idea to do it to begin with. He says, no, y'all can take him out. He's the serpent. He said, no, you can take him out. He said, don't, God's lying to you. You could be like gods if you just take them out. You don't get it? He just said, take him out. He was telling me. So now, right, in this case right here, once it starts, you're going to take them out and us too. The devil was going to attack all of us. Because he already told him in Genesis that take them out. So which thing you going to be doing when this war starts? Taking us out. Now he's calling the shots. Hope you understand, brothers, and we'll leave it there. True news out. Future news out, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.